In 2007 and 2008, we were able to make a trip to Trinidad. We stayed with local families. We're able to go on hiking trips and fishing trips. We were able to cook with local families. The entire purpose of the trip was to learn about the food, the culture, and the natural environment of Trinidad and Tobago.
It's a local pea, and it grows between December to February. It comes in abundance. It was a fig or plantain.
Those are very small because they're over the bottom.
They're not
already.
fully grown as yet.
In this video, we'll focus primarily on cocoa growing and processing.
Last year we were here and we started to see them coming bright, bright purple.
The yellow like that one over there.
Oh yeah, I see.
See that? Now this is a good cocoa. You see, it's they're starting to get black.
Okay.
But all the beans are really good.
But it'll be okay.
Yeah, all the beans are good.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's just drying out and then you have.
I got the really cocoa.
So you reached the top of the trees.
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, how are you?
Hello.
No, I've been
Excellent.
before.
Oh, neat. That's.
So he has cocoa on his head? Yeah. Huh? Oh, he has yam on his head.
Yeah,
Oh.
How do you carry that?
practice.
How do you do it?
Don't you carry your produce home from the market on your head? From part of Spain, you put it on your head, right?
Oh, yeah, right. That's a small head. So you take that produce to the market to sell, or that's just for your personal use?
Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and from Tuesday and Friday we start packing the pods.
You throw it in
Yeah,
the Range Rover and drive it back here and start
Yeah.
cracking them open.
Hacking it open.
Yeah. There's plenty work in that, plenty work.
Plenty of
Yeah.
minutes.
A lot of work. And you learned that as a growing up young.
Yeah.
You learned-
Yeah.
Wow.
So how hard is it to crack one of those open?
No, not hard.
hard.
It's easy.
It just opens up.
Yeah. If it can hit on the ground, it crack open. Yeah.
Okay.
Nice, easy.
Yeah. Fermentation. We just build up a heat. That's how the cocoa beans just get wrong and brown. Yeah.
So this is just the leaves. right
Yeah,
now.
the beans are in there. See the beans?
Oh, you have the
Yeah, the beans there.
I can say it's when we grow a lot of apples, and when the apples are fermenting, it
What
smells
way?
like the apples.
Just rest your hand and you go start to feel it heat. Start to feel heat.
Oh yeah.
Start to make heat already here. Yeah.
It's fermenting. You're just fermenting.
And these
Come
were-
on, you're now doing
No,
science.
yeah.
Put
When
your
were
hand.
these put in?
Yesterday we put in that.
Yesterday.
Right?
Just put your hand.
They started
Feel the heat.
tomorrow. We have 3 boxes, right?
Put your
Okay.
hands
Tomorrow
in
we
it.
take from here and put it in the next box here.
Okay. So it gets a
You rotate
little-
it, yeah.
And it sweats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, usually people call it sweat. Yeah, but it's fermenting.
And then from the fermenting,
All the juice, what they call the liquor, does fall off. Because we have spaces underneath and on the border.
so what's happening with that liquid?
No, that is run off.
That's running.
Yeah.
You crack the pod,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
that's done by hand.
Yeah,
And then-
with a cutlass, you crack it
cut-
and we take out the beans.
You shake the beans out.
Yeah,
with
no,
this-
take it off,
There's
yeah.
a skin around it, a soft.
Yeah, that's the pulp.
The pulp.
Yeah.
So after this is
yeah.
dried, after this is fermented, how long is fermented for?
60s.
6 days.
Yeah.
And then after that,
Then
you
it-
put it in the
Then
cocoa
the
house
house to dry.
for the sun to hit
Yeah,
it.
for the sun, yeah.
And then after that, you dance the
Well, we
cocoa.
already do dance again. We have a dancer now. They have an electrical dancer. Yeah. Long time they used to dance coconut
I
again.
need to come and dance for you then.
And how much cocoa during this season do you think? How many of these bins will you create?
Oh, let me see. Plenty. I already never checked the amount, but usually like over 40,000, 40 to 60,000 pounds.
Pounds. Yeah.
Wow.
Pounds.
And then so after you dry it and all of that, it comes to what, a powder form?
No, with the beans, just the bean.
After
Yeah,
you
we don't do anything with the like in powder form. Just the bean and they ship it. They ship the beans.
Just like that.
Yeah, when
After
they dry,
it's
when they
dried.
dry, they dry it and they polish it. When it's dancing and it's polishing.
Right.
Right,
And
yeah.
then it
Yeah.
goes abroad.
Yeah.
And then
But
they do the
they
processing.
they process it.
The rest of the process.
Okay.
Yeah. But I believe they sit across there somewhere. I believe them want to do that. I think it's some German company that does it now.
That is the estate, but they don't take people on that estate.
Sometimes the fellas are very good fellas. Sometimes you meet them and he give you a little one on there.
A German?
No, it's Indian guys here. But
Oh, okay.
Solomon. Yeah.
So there are two working estates, the Sawa estate
Yeah,
and...
Solomon, yes. We have one called Tortuga estate.
Right.
Yeah.
Nice.
You lay the beans out to dry under.
I will open the house and show you how it is.
Yeah,
I will
yeah.
open the house and show you how it is.
How long do they dry for?
Since like Wednesday. About 6 days.
Okay, a
Yeah.
week or so.
I'm at 12 days it go dry.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
From
when you
from
put
the
it
house.
out to dry, let's say it starts to rain, you had to wheel that roof
Yeah,
on.
yes, yeah. The houses make up 2 halves, you know.
That's okay.
Yeah.
On the
Half go this
runners.
one, half go the other way.
So you run in like
Yeah,
crazy.
just around and
Run.
that's close in here. It has wheels.
Yes, it's on wheels. I know that.
Rails.
It's like a train line.
Yeah, but like yesterday we have in Tortuga now, in accessibility to that. They do you dry cook on house again. From before Benden house, it goes straight in the dryer. They have a dryer.
So it's got all
Everything in
electrical.
yeah, everything
It's
electrical.
sad, huh?
Yeah.
Process of time. Neat.
Yes.
Done.
I see.
You see the wheels?
I see. Yeah.
You use it?
Yeah.
Let's step over on it.
Okay, so you get
No,
that.
yeah. It's a little hard, isn't it?
Oh,
How neat! See that look?
Wooden floor.
The wooden floor and the oil from
Yeah,
the,
wooden floor, yeah, so yeah.
cocoa.
Yeah.
So you then carry. You have to scoop it all by.
What we just do, we have planks from each house and we use a wheelbarrow.
Ah.
Long ago they use baskets. You know the
course.
basket.
The wee baskets.
Right. Now we use wheelbarrow.
So the Sawa estate doesn't do this anymore.
I think they still have a few houses,
Yeah.
but they have a dryer too.
They have a dryer.
Yeah. But I understand they want to put up a chocolate factory
That would be interesting to see.
because they planting a lot of young people. All their banana and everything, planting. But they could offer that because comparing money to it, to turn on money. If
But
have-
you could do it. You see, in the Divitai family is French Creole.
French Creole.
oh, okay.
Okay, so when the French came to Trinidad, they never was part of the governing powers. But when the English came here,
Right.
we were underpopulated because they were the Spanish, and they kind of run the Spanish out, the British. And so the country was underpopulated, and the British knew that the French had a lot of money, and they were settling in the other islands, so they drew up a treaty permitting the French to come into the island to basically set up shop because they had money. So they were French Creoles. So you have families like Devitai, Canel, and these are their descendants now that you're hearing of.
Sure.
And so when they came, they bought a lot of plantations, sugar, and a lot of cocoa and coffee. And so it was very traditional in the history that our grandparents, our great-grandparents, they not only have a house, but they also had an estate. So, they used to go from one house to the other house on weekends. They would come up to the house and with all their families, and this is where they would entertain and everything. So my father grew up like that too, but he came from a Portuguese side.
Okay.
So his estate, my grandfather had sugar, tobacco and citrus. So they used to supply the national canning juices factory, the grapefruits and the oranges. And he also had a house on the Atlantic side, so he had a beach house, so they had money.
Yeah.
I don't know where the money is today.
We all wonder where family money went, right?
Yes.
It washed out to sea. It's very rare still to find these French families still have their estates. It's really good that he still has it in the family, because
But very few of them have
very
it.
they've sold it out.
Yeah,
You know,
or just let it
because
go wild and whatever.
Most of them have sold out their
Yeah,
estates.
yeah.
Because they don't
Well,
see any profit in it.
That is what we doing that too, part of the SSA too, you know. We started to plot out 5 acres to sell.
To sell them.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's too much to
Because
manage.
it- yeah, it
They're
can't-
not getting
it
any
can't
help from
be
the
a
government.
whole estate.
There's no way. Agriculture has been put on the back burner for too long, and people are suffering. You know, so
Yeah, can't get people to work at all at all.
How long have these buildings been here?
This? This.
Going back in the 30s,
Yeah.
20s.
100
When I was going to school, I 62 now, when I was going to school. I all 12 years in this before, so I was here already.
Yeah,
Right, so this is over 50 years.
Yeah.
easy. Yeah.
Yeah.
This was a very part of their life in the 40s, in the 1930s, 40s, 50s, right up to the 60s.
In
and
the
then
70s, all these houses will be full of cocoa. And you come here on like a Saturday morning or Sunday morning, you see big heap of cocoa, you see people dancing cocoa. Yeah.
traditions have been lost.
Yeah.
So.
Well, recently they had somebody they come and they print out they bring some cocoa and a lady was dancing and they film it, they print it on calendars and things.
Oh, to make pictures, yeah.
Very good. Is that the original estate house?
Yeah, that house is about 70 years old.
Old.
Yeah,
The original house.
yeah.
My grandparents' own is still standing up too.
Yeah, the building, long time building lasts plenty longer than these new buildings.
Yeah.
Because the wood is good
Yeah.
quality,
Yeah.
thick,
Yeah.
Yeah.
In addition to visiting the cocoa plantation, we were also able to make cocoa tea with the family that we stayed with. This used ingredients such as the cocoa and the spices that all came from the rainforest that was just outside the house. After the cocoa was dried, we needed to crack the husks off the cocoa. Then we had to blow the husks away from the cocoa. All the ingredients were added to a grinder, and this was hand ground to make the cocoa mixture. This cocoa and spice mixture was then taken and shaped into logs and set aside to dry. These logs would be used by scraping off cocoa into hot water and adding a little bit of sugar for the cocoa tea. We hope you enjoyed the tour of the Trinidad cocoa plantation and cocoa tea as much as we enjoyed being there.